Friend from Texas, Mr. Lloyd Doggett.
Well, thank you, Mr. Chairman. Our soaring national debt represents the #1 threat to our nation, according to Speaker Johnson, and it is a time bomb, according to the Senate Republican leader. You've just told us this morning, Mr. Chairman, that we're in a dire state, rapidly in decline. And so what is the Republican answer to this situation? Well, there appears to be some division about how to respond to it. And the division is over the highly misnamed Big Beautiful Bill. And the question is not whether to contain the debt, but by how many trillions of dollars to make it worse. The Republicans are determined to increase the size of our national debt by trillions of dollars. They're not saying how we reduce it, they're saying how we expand it. And the budget that came out of this committee is designed to do just that. Also, Elon Musk and Trump's other billionaire buddies can get more tax breaks. Of course, we've already had this very year a tax cut because the president's top trade advisor, Mr. Navarro, and his official White House spokesperson has told us that tariffs are really a tax cut. And while this is total nonsense, I've yet to hear one Republican dispute it. Unfortunately, they're in a cult that the role of Republican Congress members is mainly to parrot whatever nonsense comes out of the White House. And I'm sure that the tax breaks coming from this big, beautiful bill will do just as little to help most working families as the alleged Trump tariff tax cut has done for them. Unfortunately, Republicans seem to have been denying themselves any free will. They're locked in bondage to an autocrat who has boasted that he is the king of debt, and indeed he is. And as Trump's tariffs wreck our economy and imperil so many small businesses, a number of which, if he maintains his current policy, will fail this year, in my area and across the country, the cost of this debt financing will soar. The testimony we've heard this morning from the Republican witnesses is correct that we are already over $1 trillion in interest payments, and we're headed toward $2 trillion, particularly given the cost of interest rates going up as a result of Trump's failed economic policies. We're faced with choosing between fiscal responsibility and more tax breaks for billionaires, and Republicans always go with the billionaires. They have an insatiable drive for more tax breaks. Their insistence as well on protecting tax cheats has already cost us billions of dollars. And this all instead of our doing what is necessary to contain the debt that we already have. Imagine that this committee actually sent an instruction to the Ways and Means Committee, on which I and the chairman serve, to raise the debt by $4.5 trillion. That's the instruction and the guidance in response to all the expressions of grave concerns that are occurring here. And as for Trump and Musk Doge, it's been little more than a charade to create the illusion that their attacks on federal initiatives they don't agree with are going to help pay for tax benefits for the ultra-rich. Doge has failed to identify one case of fraud that it would submit for prosecution, as they should if they found any fraud. And while it certainly wrecked a number of valuable programs, it is yet to generate genuine savings. Indeed, there's some analysts who say it will ultimately cost more because of Musk's slash and burn approach than it saved, if it saved anything. If this Congress wanted to put Social Security and Medicare and other vital investments on a sound financial footing, Mr. Linden, what action do you think we should take?
Thank you for that question. Look, the bottom line is that we have been cutting taxes mostly for wealthy people and corporations for the last 25 years. And it is the primary reason that we have a deficit, projected debt to increase. I want to repeat what I said earlier. If we hadn't done those tax cuts, even with the increases in costs associated with the retirement of the baby boom generation, we would be on a stable and declining debt trajectory right now. So if we want to shore up the finances of those programs and make good on our commitments to America's seniors, people with disabilities, America's veterans, we the first thing we should do is stop cutting taxes for rich people and corporations. It is baffling to me.
But they always claim that those tax breaks will pay for themselves, although the evidence is
time.
clear they don't.
This time it will, I'm sure. It never has before, but I guess this time maybe it will. I don't think that's going to happen. And then what you end up with is a few years later, we have another hearing like this where we complain about why the debt is so large, and nobody ever talks about the fact that we've been spending trillions of dollars every year on tax breaks that go mainly to the wealthy and corporations. If you want to reduce the federal deficit and if you say it is a major crisis and it's a concern, a number one concern, the top concern, maybe don't do a budget that increases the deficit by giving tax breaks to wealthy people and corporations.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
I thank the gentleman from Texas and now yield 5 minutes to our friend from California, Mr. McClintock.